Hello, my name is Sonia, and this is video number 17 in my series, The Basics of Crochet, and today we're going to learn more about working in the round. The previous videos about working in the round, we learned how to work around a chain, and we learned how to work in a chain, and as you probably noticed, there is a hole in the middle. And some projects you're not going to want to have a hole, so this video and the following video is going to show you two different techniques on how to work in the round without a hole showing. The first technique is my preferred technique, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the best technique. It works best for me, but you might not like it, so you might prefer the other one. So that's why we're going to go over both of them. So again, I have my handy little card here, which the abbreviation for round are rounds. And again, if you see RND or RNDS in a pattern, you know that it's going to stand for round or rounds. So to get started, we are using a G hook or a 4.25 millimeter, and you can certainly use an H hook or an I hook. It's completely up to you. And we have worsted weight yarn in a light color. And this technique is just like the working in the round in the chain, but just a little bit different. So you're probably wondering how you can achieve a closed hole by working in the chain, but you can. So what we're going to do is you make your slip knot, you're going to chain 2. Now usually when working in the round with a closed hole, you're working in single crochet because you want it to be, closed and nice and tight. And as I'm sure you've noticed, when working single crochet, your single crochet stitches are much shorter. So if you wanted to have a closed hole in double crochet or triple crochet, it would be much more challenging to have a nice closed hole. So again, we worked 2 chains, and we're going to work 6 single crochet in the second chain from our hook. So there's 1, 2, come on, there we go, 2, 3, and it can get a little crunchy, but that's what you want. You want it to be you want them to all be close together. 4, 5, and 6. Now as you can see, there is a little hole there, and what you would do is you're going to join in the first stitch with a slip stitch just like so. Now you still see a hole. Now if we were going to continue in this pattern of working single crochet, then I wouldn't close the hole yet, because all you do to close the hole is you take your tail and you just give it a tug and you pull it closed. And as you can see, when you pull it closed, all your stitches get a little bunched together. So if you're going to build off of this, then I would probably not close the hole right away, because it'll just be a little bit easier to work your stitches. But we're not going to close the hole right now. We're not going to work any more rounds right now. So this is how I close the hole. You just take your tail, you just give it a tug, and you can tug it pretty good, and it'll close the hole for you. And the reason why I like this technique is it's never failed me. It's always stayed. I've never had a problem with it falling apart, the hole coming apart. And I just find it to be simple, straightforward, and not very fiddly. So that's why I prefer this technique. Now myself, I tend to be a tighter crocheter. So I tend to hold my tension a little bit more tightly. So for somebody that has a looser tension when they crochet, or as I say, they tend to be a looser crocheter, doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong. It's just the way you do it. This technique might not work as well for you. You might not find that you can get that hole nice and shut, nice and closed, so you might prefer the other technique. So it's great that we can have different techniques to still achieve the same effect. So that is how you can have a closed hole when working in the round. Thank you so much for watching.